Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you are. My name is John, or Last Frontier Bricks, and this is my review of the LEGO Jurassic Park Visitor Center T-Rex and Raptor Attack. Boy, is that a mouthful. It is set number 76961, comes with a total of 6 minifigures plus 2 dinosaurs. It includes 693 pieces and retails for $130. Guys, I've finally done it. I started collecting all the sets in the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary wave all the way back in November with the smallest set, and now a good 6 months or so later, I finally finished the collection with the largest and most expensive. So kind of fitting that I ended with save the biggest for last. But I'm finally very happy that I finally completed the full collection. The front of the box art shows off the full set in all its glory, including all your figures. You got Alan, Ellie, Lex, and Tim right there in the middle. You can see Dr. Wu sticking his head out window on the right side, and Arnold on the left. Both are dinosaurs, and a wonderful looking background for everything. And then, speaking of background, of course, the classic Jurassic Park Ford Explorer color scheme looks just as beautiful on this box as it does on all the others. Take a look at the top of the box. You can see a 1:1 scale image of the Allen figure. Of course, you got the T-Rex. Look, you can go on front box of the box, going around the side all the way to the back. And taking a look at the back, you can see a whole bunch of the features going on, including the buildable T-Rex skeleton, the lab, the dining area, and of course the "When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth" banner. And taking a look at the bottom of the box, you can see they change up the dinosaurs a bit as well. Going from left to right, you got a pair of Parasaurolophuses, is a couple of pterosaurs. I think this one is a Quetzalcoatlus. I can't identify what this one is. Like, it's got the long tail of a Dimorphodon, but it's got the long beak of the Quetzalcoatlus. So I'm not really sure what that is. I think this one's supposed to be a Pteranodon. Then you got a T-Rex, Triceratops, a pair of Velociraptors, a couple more pterosaurs. This one right here, that's a Dimorphodon. You can because of the short beak. And then a couple more. I can't really identify. That might be another Quetzalcoatlus. That might be another Pteranodon. Not really sure. And then all the way on the right, you got a Brachiosaur. So, good looking box art. Let's go ahead, get this thing open. This does have a couple of the push tabs. So, if any of them would need the knife, it'd be this one, but apparently not. Hey, what do you know? We actually got paper bags again. The first time I got that was with the Brachiosaur, and that was the first time ever, and this is the first time since then. So, and there's another paper bag. So, regular bags, we got 1, 2. Let's see. All right, there's T-Rex torso. Bag number 3. A couple of plates all by themselves. Bag number 4. Folder for the instruction manual. We'll take a look at that in just a second. And bag number 5. All right. So, fortunately, this does have one of the file folders for the instruction manual. That makes me happy. All right. Oh, good. Okay, that makes me happy too. The When Dinosaurs Roamed the Earth banner is its own separate piece, like the film strip from the Disney tribute camera. I was almost afraid that this thing was going to be a sticker. So yes, very, very happy about that. Got ourselves here our sticker sheet. And so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stickers in total. Not too bad. We'll take a closer look at the stickers once we get to the review of the set. Anything else in this file folder? No, there is not. And we'll take a look at the box art. All right. Now, unfortunately, if you guys know, I've been doing quite a few sets where they've done away with the bad CGI rendering. Unfortunately, it's back with this one, but that might be just because that this set's over a year old now. So that might just be why. Although for a CGI rendering, this isn't too bad. Open up the instruction manual. You once again have the ad for the paper bags, which again, for the second time in my life, they've actually made good on that promise. And there's the Lego Builder app. Got a little rebuild the world ad. Then it just jumps into the instruction manual. Back in the back, you've got a large piece list. And I assume this has an ad for the other sets. Yes, it does. Again, makes me very happy. I finally have the final set in this wave. So let's go ahead and jump into the time lapse of this build starting right now. Alright, the build is done. That took about an hour, maybe two. One thing I do find kind of funny, yeah, about the build is that you can see with the T-Rex, he's basically as tall as the center part of the buildings, which actually brings up a funny point. One thing the kid me always wondered about that final scene where, the T-Rex accidentally saves Alan, Ellie, and the kids is how in the world did he manage to get in the building? I mean, he's humongous. How do you fit through the front door? So yeah, it's actually kind of funny that it's kind of, even at this scale, the T-Rex is almost as big as the building itself. So we'll go ahead and jump right into this review, starting with all 6 of those figures. And first off, we have Alan Grant. One thing about this figure I'm a little disappointed about is that they reused the same Alan Grant head from the Brachiosaur in this set, and downside with that is that he has no double-sided face, even though this time he's got himself a hairpiece instead of a hat. He actually, guys remember the movie, he actually lost the hat during the T-Rex attack, so they could have absolutely given him an alternate face in this set, but they decided to reuse the head from the Brachiosaur set, which is a little disappointing. Other than that, and he actually looks pretty good. The shirt looks pretty good, and got some good patches of brown all over the torso. To indicate how beaten up it's gotten since the T-Rex attack. Also, you'll notice he's missing his red tie / bandana. I actually just checked the movie, and that actually is accurate. During the final scene, he took it. It turns out he actually took off that bandana tie during the electric fence scene while he's giving Tim CPR, trying to get him to come back after that electric shock. In fact, you actually see that tie wrapped around Tim's hand, during the escape. So yeah, that's actually nice touch for that little bit of that little extra bit of accuracy. No printing on the arms or legs. Back printing looks pretty good as well with some more dirt patches. And so yeah, this is a pretty accurate Alan Grant figure. In fact, comparing it to the Alan Grant from the Velociraptor chase set from 2019, I'll leave a link. I'll leave a link to my review on that set in the top right corner. It's actually quite a bit more accurate than the new figure is quite a bit more accurate to the old figure. While again, this figure also only has one face print. I would say that the new one is more accurate. The shirt is quite a bit more accurate. It's darker. It doesn't have the tie. It's dirtied up. And also, I think the old one is a bit too bright compared to the scenes in the movies. Also, his pants are a darker shade to show that they're a bit dirtied up as well. So, I would say, all in all, the newer one is quite a bit more accurate to the final scene in the movie, which this set is clearly based off of. than the older figure is. So all around, a full improvement on all fronts. And next up, we have Dr. Ellie Sattler. Of the 4 sets that Ellie shows up in, this is definitely the most unique of the 4. It has the old style Ellie hairpiece. Actually, yeah, I think this was first used for Black Widow, but it's in blonde instead of red. But it's also her, to quote the Lego Jurassic World game, this is the Ellie Survivor version. She doesn't have the like the dark pink top shirt, and she's just using the blue tank top up, which is dirtied up. That looks pretty good. So yeah, this is the only one where she doesn't have the purple tank, the purple shirt on top. It's just the blue shirt, the blue undershirt underneath. So yeah, this is the most unique version of Ellie in this Jurassic Park 30th anniversary wave. She shows up in 4 out of 5 sets, and this is the most unique version of her. Anyways, she does have an alternate, more scared face, and you can see what the back looks like, or what the back of the torso looks like, again with the blue undershirt with quite a bit of dirt on it. And unfortunately, it continued the trend Lego's been doing for years. They do try to get some skin in the middle of the legs, but it's just it's too light, it's too thin, it's the wrong shape. Hey, it's been going on for years. I really don't know what's going on, and I really wish it would stop, because we know Lego can do better than this. In fact, we have proof of it right here. With the Ellie from the Velociraptor chase. From the Velociraptor chase. It's just a little bit of skin, but it's the correct shade. It matches the shade and the color shade of the hands and face, so it totally matches. But other than that, I will once again say that this figure is more accurate than this one. Well, for starters, is the pink shirt. Not only is it supposed to be gone, it's the wrong shade. Fortunately, they fixed that with the 30th anniversary, even making it darker. But again, this shirt isn't supposed to be there in the first place, and the blue undershirt is too bright. It's not dirtied up. Even the shorts are the wrong shade. They're too dark. They're too dark. They're supposed to be this tan instead of this brown tan in between color. Although this figure is a bit better, as like I said, they didn't have the problem with the miscolored legs. Plus, it's dual molded, so she can have her boots. Again, mostly the new figure is more accurate. So nice there, Lego. Seriously, just seriously, get back to what you were doing with the legs before quality dropped. What's going on there? And next up, we have Lex. One thing I will say that they definitely got off with this figure is the legs. It should have definitely been the teen legs. That way you can establish that she is quite a bit older than Lex. And second of all, the color. It should not be be this this bluish gray color. Because unless you guys forgot, in the T-Rex attack, when the T-Rex is crushing the Ford Explorer, Lex and Tim are basically basically bathing in all the mud. They're basically swimming in it. So Lex coming out of that, and her jeans coming out completely clean. Yeah, in your dreams, and they definitely needed to make it a bit darker. Or other than that, I think Lex looks really good. Really good. She uses the same face as the Velociraptor chase but that looks pretty well. The hairpiece looks really good. The print also looks fantastic. In fact, comparing it to the figure from the Velociraptor chase, it's basically a one by one. It's basically a one-to-one recoloring of the same shirt, just in a more mud color, which is definitely the right way to go. So that makes the legs even more confusing because they did perfectly fine with the shirt, but not the legs. What's going on with there? Also, I will say the hair coloring is more of the new figure is more accurate to what you see in the movie. It is more of a dirty blonde than a brunette color. So yeah, once again another serious upgrade to make the figure more accurate to the scene that the set is trying to portray. And next up, we have Lex. And let me say, yeah, throughout the coloring on this figure, he looks perfect. He looks exactly what he would look like, after having been bathed, taking a mud bath. Once again, he uses the same face print as is in the Velociraptor Ace. You see both front and back. Both of them look good. Nothing too crazy on the back, but like I said, coloring all over looks perfect, especially when you compare him to his Velociraptor chase counterpart, where it's good it's perfect, it's good colored, no stains or anything. But yeah, it looks fantastic. Even notice the fact that much like Alan, he lost his bandana slash bow tie. I believe he lost that during the T Rex attack because you notice he has it right before the attack happens. But when Alan gets him out of the tree, it's gone. So yeah, again, good attention to detail. All in all, when it comes to the characters in the Velociraptor chase, which actually happens right before the scene that the visitor center set takes place, the accuracy for the figures is all around a mile ahead of what it used to be, with the exception of Lex not having muddied up pants, and Ellie having the usual problem with inconsistent coloring, with the leg printing. And for figure number 5, we have Ray Arnold. I must admit, taking a look at the figure, I was quite confused about where this version of Arnold came from. But I did finally figure out. I'll get to that in just a minute. But taking a look at his face, one thing I noticed is that he doesn't really have a neutral face. This face looks, I'd almost say it looks almost confused between the slanted mouth and eyebrows. Oh, so I'd say he looks kind of confused here. But the the face print on the back, I'd say is much more of a scared face. So I would say this face is right when he meets the raptor that obviously became his end. The back printing, while nothing too crazy, looks pretty good. No arm or leg printing, but the torso print looks pretty good as well, especially the look with the tie. And here he is from the Jurassic Park T Rex Rampage set. And as you can see, these figures are quite different, and that's because they take place in two entirely different scenes. The T-Rex Rampage Arnold is the one you see for the majority of the movie, from the moment that we first meet him, and he says his iconic line, "Hold on to your butts," all the way to Nedry's shenanigans and him telling Hammond that he can't get the park back online without him. This takes place when Hammond decides the only way to fix everything is to shut down the system, and I do like the different looks. So the early version with one of Hammond of Arnold, getting my characters mixed up. He's got the full trench coat, black pants. He's got his Jurassic Park logo on the jacket and his ID tag, plus his ties tied up. Yeah, the version in this set is a much more I'd say stressed out version, like the confused face. His shirt is loosened up. That might be because there's no air conditioning in the visitor center with the power gone. Plus, his tie is untied. So this might be a stressed out version of Arnold. So yeah, very good inclusion for this figure. Considering it's based off of the last scene he has in the movie, well, last scene where he's alive. And so, yeah, very nice inclusion when it comes to this version of Arnold. And for our sixth and final figure, the last figure unique to this set, and one of the last figures we hadn't gotten from a Jurassic Park, from the original Jurassic Park movie in Lego form, we have Dr. Henry Wu. Very nice to finally have the Jurassic Park version of this character. We got him in at least one set in every wave of the Jurassic World trilogy, even a couple even at least one set from the Lego special Secret of Isla Nublar, and I believe he also got at least one set. He showed up in at least one set for the Camp Cretaceous wave as well. But this is the first time that we finally get him from the original Jurassic Park movie. So again, very nice to finally add him to the collection. Skin tone looks pretty good. The main face and it's pretty nice. He's got a happy, excited look. It looks like he's real happy on the job, but he does have a little bit more of a sinister face going on, and as well. Once I think this is kind of where he gets talking about the science going on with at the incubation center, where like they kind of controlling, where they states that they're kind of controlling the fact that all the dinosaurs born are female. So yeah, rather sinister looking face on him. Almost a little nod to the kind of person he becomes between Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. So yeah, nice little Easter egg there. Anyway, the torso print is nothing crazy, but it didn't really need to be. His outfit in the movie isn't all that crazy anyway. Yeah, I think the main piece of note here would be uh, his little ID tag. So nice little his nice little touch there. So yeah, no arm printing, no leg printing, but again, he had a rather simple outfit. Anyway, I don't think he really needed anything more than this. But it's not again nice to finally get the original Jurassic Park version of this character. And next up, we have our first of our two dinosaurs, the Velociraptor. Actually, yeah, kind of like this. Kind of like this coloring. It actually works really well between. I believe this is supposed to be medium nougat and the gray. That's a nice color scheme. Also, like the bit of like the little bit of I believe light nougat on there on the snout, plus the like yellowish green coloring in the eye. That looks really good too. Of course, it has the usual moving forward after. You can have the mouth fully closed, fully opened, or you can get it to it's like a half open mouth, which I gotta say is my preferred look for it. Of course, the arms can move forward and backward a little bit, and it can hold on to anything that's the size of a Lego pole, say like a tool or a lightsaber blade. So it does have a little functionality. Yeah, the feet look good as well with those killer claws sticking up. The back of the tail is somewhat rubberized, and there's enough space on there to fit a minifigure. So good looking raptor. And just for the fun of it, here is that raptor alongside the other two raptors from the movie. This one being the raptor from the 2018 Velociraptor chase set, and this one over here came from the 4 Plus Raptor pen set. Now you guys may notice a little something between these two raptors. I'll give you 3 seconds to figure out what it is. 1, 2, 3. It's the fact that they are basically the same raptor. Same colors, same coloring, same pattern when it comes to the stripes and the back. They're twins. They're the exact same raptor. Of course, they couldn't exactly, well, they didn't exactly have this guy match up to these guys because he came out a good 5 or so years earlier. But it would have been nice that if they could, all match. But then again, it also makes this one a bit more special, especially considering this is the one that Muldoon affectionately named the big one, and that is the one that is the most trouble throughout the movie. It's the one that, when brought in, knocked the pack down from 9 Raptors, counting it, down to just these three, and then also caused the most trouble in the movie as well. It is one of the ones that ambushed Muldoon. I'm willing to bet that it's the one that actually made the kill, and then made its way to the visitor center, chased Lex and Tim all through the kitchen, then all the way to the control center where it did everything it could to break in. When it eventually did break in, but only after they got the power. They got everything turned back on, breaking through the glass, and then chased them to the visitor center. But it's also the one that technically got the most gruesome death between the two. After the T-Rex broke into the visitor center, it is the one that actually attacked the T-Rex, but ended up, falling off, getting grabbed by the T-Rex, and then thrown into the T-Rex skeleton. So yeah, that was definitely the one that caused them the most trouble. I'm going to take a guess and say the one from this set is supposed to be the one that Jurassic Park Wiki has nicknamed the medium one, and it caused a little bit of trouble too. It's the one that went to the maintenance shed, ambushed Arnold, almost got Ellie, and then joined up with the big one at the visitor center. It was the one that almost got everyone before the T-Rex snatched it out of the air. And then the one from the Raptor pin, I am calling, and the one that Jurassic Park Wiki calls the little one. So we got the big one, the medium one, and the little one. So the little one, like I said, worked with the big one to capture Muldoon. It's the one that worked as bait, the one that Muldoon was getting ready to shoot before the big one made its appearance, and then again followed the big one to the kitchen. It's the one that the big one snaps at, and then it's like, what'd you do that for? And then it's the one that Tim tricks into going on the slippery floor and sliding all the way into the fridge, and then Lex and Tim lock it in there. So that's the little story of these three Raptors. It's nice to have all three of them in my collection. These are three of the most famous or infamous Raptors in film history, and again, it is nice to finally have all three of them in my personal collection. And speaking of dinosaurs, I'm glad to finally have in my collection. We finally have our last dinosaur in the set, plus the entire Jurassic Park wave, the T-Rex, the most famous T-Rex to ever hit a movie screen, the one affectionately known as Rexy, which apparently that nickname actually came from novelization. So if you want to blame anyone, calling this T-Rex Rexy, blame Michael Crichton. Anyway, just to make sure you know this is Rexy, they make sure to put on all the scratch marks on the T-Rex that the big one gave it in its little fight. So yeah, there's no denying that this is Rexy from now on when it comes to Lego T-Rexes. I do like the color scheme as this one, from going from the light nougat to medium all the way to I believe this might be dark nougat. It might be just a regular brown, but either way, it's a good color scheme. Good flow between the three as well. Going from the light underbelly to the medium for the main body, and a good amount of dark on top. That's a nice color flow. Of course, it has the same movement as all the other T-Rexes. You can move the head side to side or all the way around. And of course, the mouth opens. You can kind of get this one in a somewhat open position as well. Actually, since it's here, I'll show you that you can actually kind of get a figure in there. It works with the kid size, but it doesn't really work with a full figure. Actually, it kind of does. That's actually the first time I've ever been able to get it to work like that. I think I kind of saw what happened. Kind of, that's it. The minifigure hand was able to grab on to one of its teeth. So yeah, it actually works pretty well. Just for the fun of it, we know that T-Rex does throw the big one into the T-Rex skeleton. I doubt this will work, but I want to try anyway. I want to see if you can get the T-Rex to grab on to the Raptor. I mean, not really. Well, kind of. like good luck. Good luck having the T-Rex keep standing like that, and you kind of need to hold him down, but but kind of got it. It looks super silly, but I actually kind of got it. I don't believe it. I actually didn't think it was gonna work. I thought that the mouth wouldn't be able to hold on to it, but yeah, it kind of worked like that. Anyway, the arms can move forward and backward, much like the Raptor arms, and much like the Raptor arms, it can also hold on to any Lego pull. Well, the legs can move forward and backward, so you can kind of get it in a little bit of a run. I've seen people do this. Like, there we go. Oh, you can kind of get it into a little bit of a running pose. Pose looks a bit awkward, but it does kind of work. The back of the tail is a rubber, so it's a little bit flexible and it's not super hard, and the tail can rotate a bit as well. So once again, nice to get what is undoubtedly the most famous movie T-Rex in history. Alright, before we move on to the visitor center itself, we do technically have one more dinosaur to take a look at, and that is the T-Rex skeleton. It does have a little bit plaque on the front that is a sticker. You can probably tell because I put it on a little slanted. But other than that, I'd say the T-Rex build, it works. It's a simple build. But it's not too big. It's not too crazy. I think it's exactly what it needs to be. Interesting piece choice here. You may recognize this. That's actually the torso of a Lego Star Wars battle droid used as part of the foot. Very creative use of that part. I wouldn't have thought of using it like that. Anyway, they basically used the same two-piece build for all 6 of the toes, plus the ribs, which actually looks really good. It's simple, but it does what it needs to do. The tail is actually quite flexible. All these are on like the regular hinge joints instance, while the main part of the tail is on a click joint, and they use one of the single teeth piece as the tip of the tail. Good work on that. Good luck on that. They use one of these bicycle handle pieces to attach the arms, which props to Lego to actually have you attach the hands in the correct shape. Despite what the movies show you, dinosaurs with like the hands like the carnivores, they couldn't have their hands out like this because their wrist muscles didn't work like that. They could only hold them in like a clapping position. They tried to move their hands like this, they'd end up breaking their wrists. So props to Lego to having in the instructions have the hands pointed like this. The skull is pretty basic. It's got some teeth in here, and you can kind of move the jaw. I think the one downside that people would point out is the fact that this the second piece here is blue, not like tan or gray to match the color scheme. I can see some people getting disappointed about that. In fact, Jambrix himself actually got disappointed at that. But it's all in all a relatively simple build. and you're able to keep it up on one of these hinge joints. It's with a pole just holding it up in the middle of the torso. So nothing too great, nothing too crazy, nothing too big either. Let me zoom out my camera real quick. There you go, and here it is compared to Rexy itself. So quite a bit smaller than the actual T-Rex. So, but I think it's big enough. It doesn't need to be too crazy, and it's a nice little Easter egg in the set. And here it is, the main event, the Visitor Center. People have been wanting in this building as a Lego set, basically for as long as Lego has been doing Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, the sets. In fact, quite a few people tried to get this approved as a Lego Ideas set, just quite a bit bigger than what you see here. Of course, none of them got approved, but it is nice to finally get this iconic building as a Lego set. It does what it needs to do as another pseudo dollhouse style build. But I will say that they did pretty good when trying to get the whole thatched roof style that you see in the movies. The thatching is a bit darker than what it needs to be. I'd say it needs to be a little less of this of this nougat style coloring, and a little more tan. But it works pretty well as it is. I think I'm going to zoom in to get a closer look at everything, because I will say both on inside and out, it is a bit cramped. So starting off with the front door, you have the the fossil style all doorposts going on. These are made by 4 separate stickers. I would say that these two were probably the more difficult to get lined up. You may have noticed that in my time lapse, where you just could not get one of these to line up with the piece. But if you get it right, it does look really, really good. Also, you notice that there's quite a bit of flowering going on in the front. You can probably thank John Hammond for that. His whole spare no expense bit when it comes to the park. He's not gonna have the front door to the visitor center just covered in grass. He's gonna make it look pretty. So there's quite a bit of flowering going on. Again, wonderful detail with the thatched roof, and you got some good railing on the front. And so all in all, when it comes to the front of the visitor center, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. And here is what it looks like on the inside, starting off with the main lobby on the inside. Of course, you have your "When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth" banner, and right there by each of the doors, you can see a couple of plants. Those are double doors, by the way, and they are easily openable. And they added a nice little play feature with that "Dinosaurs Roam the Earth" banner. Taking a look at the top of the building, you can see this little Technic attachment here. All you have to do is push that forward. Hey, I gotta push a little hard. And whoops, didn't mean for that to fall off. But yeah, you can make the whole banner pop off just like it does is at the end of the movie. So that is your main lobby. Let's move on to the other sections. First off, on the left, we have a very large science center. Of course, nice little Easter egg back there with Mr. DNA. That is a sticker. Over here, we got a little computer. We got a little computer lab. We've got a microscope looking in on a piece of amber. What I assume is supposed to be a little bit of light. And you can see another piece, a larger piece of amber. This one with a printed mosquito hidden inside, and a basic 90s style computer with a printed keypad, but the screen is a sticker, and you can see it's kind of analyzing an egg. So nice little touch and shit there. And then finally we have a a little egg chamber. Or it does have the glass dome. It is movable. Also, it moves up. You got a couple of eggs in there. One thing I kind of wish about these eggs is, oh, you notice that these are, here, you get one of these out. And there we go. And, you notice that these are just the basic eggs, no prints on them. I kind of wish they had the egg from the 4 Plus Raptor pen, which is basically the same egg, but there's a little print on there with a dinosaur's eye popping out. So I kind of wish they'd added that little bit of Easter egg, kind of add a little Easter egg into the scene where they're actually at the science lab at the incubation station where the baby Velociraptor hatches. Although they did add this little bit of an Easter egg, it's the robotic arm that moves in and actually turns the egg. Fairly simple, but it looks good so long as the claw doesn't pop off. I'll put that back later. So that's the science center. Also, taking a look on the inside, you can kind of make out there is a sticker on that window of a Lego-fied Parasaurolophus, and I believe that is its baby over there. That, I gotta admit, that one sticker gives me hope of getting a Lego Parasaurolophus, and possibly a way to do that being having sets, now that they've done a full wave of sets based off of the original movie Jurassic Park. I'm hoping that we get some sets based off of Lost World Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park 3. And that Parasaurolophus would be a great addition to one of the Lost World sets, as it is one of the dinosaurs that you see the InGen guys capture during the big dino roundup scene. And plus those vehicles that InGen uses would be great, main builds for sets. Basically souped up post-apocalypse style vehicles. Like for this one, it's just almost like a armored up simple 4-door car. Or take the Pachycephalosaur. It's a souped up Humvee. So why not go that route? That'd be fantastic. So yeah, here's hoping. All right, and on the other side we have the dining section. I like the little details of the white on these tables. To simulate tablecloths. So you can see a little flower bed over here and a ceiling fan on top. Over here on this table over here, you have your your usual frog Easter egg. A little Easter egg to the fact that they made the dinosaurs from frog DNA, and I think this is supposed to be a cake topper display. Also, like the little candles here on the table. But she got a whole bunch of other goodies next to the cake, and another her bowl here on this little table over here. And just for one more little Easter egg over here on this table, you've got the bowl of jelly here that Lex is chowing down on when she sees the shadow of the Velociraptor. And speaking of the shadow of the Velociraptor, on the opposite side of the picture with the Parasaurolophus, there is a picture of the Velociraptor that to let you see that the shadow of the real Velociraptor is reflected on. So again, nice little attention to detail there. So all in all, that is the full interior of the visitor center. So nice little set up with the inside. Good, looks good on the outside. I'd say they did, for a first attempt at the visitor center, I'd say Lego did pretty well. And here are all the extra pieces. A couple pieces to point out is a little extra plant piece, an extra flame, an extra pair of binoculars, which is used in the microscope, an extra piece, whoops, that was used in the claw arm, a couple extra goodies and flowers, plus an extra of the uh, like bone pieces used in the T-Rex skeleton. So nothing too crazy going on here when it comes to extra pieces, but there are quite a few. So that's everything in the set. Let's move on to my final thoughts. So, for LEGO's first try at making the iconic Jurassic Park Visitor Center, I'd say they did a pretty good job. But the characters definitely fit the scene in it, along with the dinosaurs. Again, very happy to get the last Velociraptor and the most famous T-Rex in movie history. Yeah, the Visitor Center looks good on all fronts. Although personally, there is one thing I would change, and some people might not agree with me here, but I don't. But if you do, I don't blame you. Personally, I think I would have wanted to add a couple a couple more walls here, and bump it up to like 150, because honestly, it almost feels weird that that Lego cut it off here. I almost feel like there's supposed to be more walls here, and so they could add like one or two more rooms. I think an easy pick for like the science for what you could put on the science side of the wall would be that little movie theater or that they go into at the beginning of the movie. Where we meet Mr. DNA, and they basically explain how they were able to bring the dinosaurs back to life. Especially considering that you see the science center immediately after that little video is over. In fact, you could even put a bit the seats on a turntable, so you could just once the video is over, you could actually turn the whole thing around, so you could see into the science center. I think as for the dining room side, I think the obvious choice would be the kitchen. But considering they did the kitchen in 2018, I mean, you could do that again. I mean, that is probably one of the most iconic scenes in such an iconic movie series. So I mean, it wouldn't be a miss, but it would be nice if they could do something that they haven't done before. But I think with the counting the Velociraptor chase from 2018, which includes the control room, the kitchen, and the cryogenic bay where they keep the dino DNA. I think this set basically covers all the other rooms that from the visitor center that set did not. So I mean, it's a toss up. It's theoretical. So it's like what Lego could have done if they decided to make this a $150 set and make it bigger. But as it is, I think they do pretty good. And of course, people are probably going to get upset about the $130 price at only $700. In their defense, again, these dinosaurs making sets more expensive than people think is nothing new. I mean, price per piece is a joke. Like, come on, take that T-Rex torso. You really think it's going to cost the same as, say, a regular 2x4 red brick? Of course not. I mean, it's bigger, it's more complex, it's got printing. Of course, it's going to cost more than your regular 2x4 red brick. So of course, these guys are going to bump up the price of the set. But also, these large pieces for the thatched roof, I believe they're the first time seeing in this color, and again, they're big. Of course, they're going to cost more. Of course, they're going to cost more. So I think all in all, I do not feel like I got cheated. I don't think that this costing $130 is a ripoff. But of course, everything is more expensive nowadays, thank you, COVID. But in this day and age, for $130 actually doesn't feel so bad. But one thing of note I will say is that I didn't actually have to pay $130 for this set. I don't know if this is happening in other Walmarts, but when I picked this up at Walmart here in Meridian, Idaho, it was on clearance for $97. So if you guys have been waiting for this thing to, drop in price, go on sale, to finally pick it up, now might be the time to do so, because again, it's on clearance, so they're probably trying to get rid of it. But at 97, this feels even more or of a good deal. Oh, the $130 ain't bad, but getting it for less than $100 ain't even better. So if you guys have been waiting for this, you guys might want to check your local Walmart. So just a heads up for there. So that is the end of this review for the Visitor Center and the final set of the Jurassic Park 30th Anniversary Wave. Can't believe I've actually got all 5 of these now. I am very happy with all 4 of them. And I gotta admit, I'm interested in doing something I haven't done before. Let me know if you guys would be interested. But I'm interested in doing basically a full breakdown of all 5 sets of the Jurassic Park 30th Anniversary Wave. Basically do a full breakdown of them all. Basically, my thoughts on all 5 of them, what LEGO did right, what I think LEGO did wrong, what I think was okay, but could use some improvement, and a few other things I feel like are missing from the wave. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Anyway, that will be the end of this video. Thank you for joining me for it. If you guys enjoyed it, you know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, all that stuff. You can check out some more of my content on the end screen in just a few seconds, including my reviews on all 5 of the Jurassic Park 30th Anniversary sets on the end screen in just a few seconds. And I will see you all in the next video. Later, everybody!